We are struggling with this deck. It seems like we've run into some really solid draws, maybe, but people seem to be having some pretty um, powerful stuff. Way, way, way above it, like 6 drops and 7 drops, and I think the most. That's not the victory we were looking for, but there's a victory we'll take. Alright, uncommon for Mystra's Excavation Prodigy. You get to clean a card, and you get to add 2 mana to help make your way to an artifact. Freelance Muscle, 4/4. Whenever it attacks or blocks, it gets XX, where X is the greatest power and toughness among other creatures you control. This is what I like to do. When I get new cards, I like to look at it and see where would this fit. If I had to take out something, the haste on this is nice, but the beef on this is better. I think I like the idea of him being just a 10/10 attacking, right? Alright, so we still got more jump-in tokens. Let's go back and do some more jump-ins. So, we're done here. We got the check mark, our dead and buried stuff. We'll go back and maybe make a new option later. But for right now, let's go do this one more time. So, Dragon Adventures are the Wrathful Red Dragon, which is a flying. Whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon, or an Ancient Copper Dragon, which says whenever the Ancient Copper Dragon deals damage to a player, you get to roll a d20 and then create a number of treasure tokens equal to the result. The Dragon Ventures are pretty cool. Occultist is going to give us a Braids, which is an important part of the sacrifice deck, or a Serra Paragon, which is an amazing card. Serra Paragon, once during each turn, you may play a land from your graveyard or cast a permanent spell with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. If you do, it gains this permanent is put into the graveyard from the battlefield. You have to exile it, and you get to gain 2 life on the way back. So, kind of like a free card draw for small spells. Really useful in a white deck that goes along with black. For removal spells, almost every removal spell seems to be hovering around that 3 and less kind of equation. The Serra Paragon would probably be useful a lot more than the Braids. I never loved the Braids idea, especially in how much you need to really, really, really keep your board presence up. On the flip side of it, we have the Wandering, which the Wandering is a domain group that gives us 2 different options. I think they are, let's check it out and see. One is the Herd Migration, which creates a 3/3 green beast token for each basic land type among the lands that you control. And then the Silverback says whenever you cast a creature spell, you get to destroy an artifact, or look at the top 5 of your library and put a land card from among them directly onto the battlefield, or gain 4 life. An amazingly powerful Silverback Elder is a possibility here. The Serra Paragon is also very powerful. The flip side of this is the Herd Migration is a card that's just too expensive. 7 mana. It's a spell, so we wouldn't be able to like ramp cheat it with Gwen of Green Eyes and turn it into like a 5 mana kind of option that gets involved in all of it. And it's a lot more likely that we're going to end up there with a bunch of domain stuff in a domain-themed deck that I just don't play. There's just not enough domain things to take me down that road. I do think that Aaron over here, Aaron, is probably going to get my pick, or the Dragon Adventures. I do like the way that those dragons looked. Is there anything in the cultist that gets me excited again? The way the dragons do. Just braids. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, or enchantment, land, or planeswalker. And if you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type. And for each opponent that doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. That seems powerful. It deals 5 damage on entry, and as a flying 4/2 Dragon Shaman. But you gotta be in blue-red. We're just not in blue-red. Right? Alright. We've seen Excavation a few times. We've picked it for the Steel Seraph before, and we're going to probably pick it again for the Steel Seraph. There is some sneaky Biting Palm Ninja or Nashi Moon Sage's Scion. I do like the ninjas. They can be very, very useful, and there are some like rat ninjas that are really fun in the rat deck. And then Onslaught. And Onslaught was a Brothers War one, I believe. And Onslaught is the Raven Man and Liliana of the Veil. And obviously Liliana of the Veil would be incredible. I do think, though, that the much more likely to be useful answer here is the Meticulous Excavation. Because... oh, we got the Platoon Dispenser instead. Oh. Cold Conscript is great. Gets a chance to use it. Sheoldred's Restoration I've used before. Can go in with our other deck. Braids is what we thought would go good with our Sacrifice, Thran, Heal, lose 2 life, draw a card, gain 2 life deck. Scrapwork Cohort again. Benalash Sleeper. Artillery Blast is not good. Deadly Riposte is kind of dirtily. This is a great card. One of my favorite 2-drops in white. Meticulous Evacuation. Laid on Arms and Yoshi and Frontliner. I am starting to like the cards that we're getting in white and black, specifically in the Sacrifice-themed white and black deck. I feel like that's probably our best bet, right? What happens if we... yeah, maybe. Okay. That's where we were before. We're slow, but we have a 2-drop. So we're keeping. So I like to organize them up by putting the mana in the order that I want on the left side, and then filtering in the creatures that I think are going to be the most likely to be played at the right times. Love Doom Dissenter. What are you going to do? When it dies, create a Power Stone. Even better. Alright, alright, alright. Okay. Normally I wouldn't necessarily throw those out early, but they were on my mind and I had changed my mind. I want to rethink it all the way through. So the Doom Dissenter is just a frustrating card for them to deal with, because if they get rid of it, they end up with a 2/2 zombie creature token that doesn't have Decayed. It can just essentially double the power of this guy. Or they're going to end up with a 1/1 that they're going to have to treat like it's got Death Touch to it or something. They can't really get involved in the whole thing. I would much rather swap it out for the Viashano Branch Rider, just because that thing can post up quite a bit. Alright, so what do you say we go with Braids up here? Huh. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. I think I'm just going to do it like that and say no attacks. Right? What you got? User like a removal spell. Wait a minute. I can't. Oh my god. Apparently, she just can still activate her stuff, which is great. Fun. All right. Who are you getting rid of? That's pretty nice. I don't think I'm going to do as well here. Just keep casting Squee back. Like, not much is going to happen there.